What's going on, everyone? It's time for another action horror sci-fi film review. Today we're actually going to continue on with the Alien franchise with Alien Resurrection. So, Alien Resurrection was released 20th century by 20th Century Fox, November 6, 1997. It's produced by Gordon Carroll, David Giller, Walter Hill, and Bill Bendalto. Written by Joss Whedon and directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet, who did films like Amelie and Delicates and The City of Lost Children, A Very Long Engagement. This had a budget of $70 million, and it was a moderate success, I think, because we didn't see an Alien movie for a long time after that. So, Alien Resurrection. Well, we're 200 years in the future after Alien 3, and scientists are trying to clone humans and bringing Ripley back. So, they managed to clone her and bring her back, so she's half alien, half human, and but then they're also playing with the alien DNA as well and trying to play God on the spaceship. So the team, Ron Perlman plays in this, and he's the leader of a salvage team that basically comes aboard and brings long cargo, which is actually human specimens for them to breed the aliens in. And basically they slowly catch on to what's going on and start getting hunted down one by one. And it gets pretty hectic and pretty hairy pretty quick. And and a whole pile of grotesquerie ensues. This was an interesting one. A lot of people don't like this film for some reason. They like Alien 3 better. I'm sort of opposite. I like this one better than Alien 3. Only because there's way more action and stuff in it. And this one definitely has more. It goes back to the gripping horror sense and stuff like that. But this one also takes it into the more bodily horror and things like that, where it really pushes how the aliens will come out and look and things like that. There's also like deformed humans because Ripley is actually the 8th version of the specimens that they try to clone. And she talked to 7, which is like a mutated mess. And some of the other ones are in jars and stuff that never fully developed. Yeah. It has a lot of good dark imagery like that. The acting's not too bad in this. It's pretty decent. It's not a lot of good tongue-in-cheek sort of stuff. And I think the characters are actually pretty well crafted for the most part. Some of them you could tell are like cannon fodder, basically just like you could just like kill them off and no one's going to care. But they do try to add a lot more emotion to them than the characters in Alien 3. And they really push that. And it has a good dark, gritty look to it. It definitely felt more like a sci-fi movie in this. And the cinematography, some scenes are pretty dark and pretty lavish, but overall I thought the cinematography wasn't too bad in this. And the musical score is actually really good. It really drives the film and pushes it even further. And overall, the effects are obviously fantastic. There's only like 2 or 3 CG shots in it, and they still look really good and stuff like that. You wouldn't know unless like someone like myself points it out to you or anything like that. But most of it was like puppets and prosthetics and stuff like that, and it all looks fantastic. The artistry to it all and everything was really well done. They did love using the slime jelly stuff that makes them drool and stuff, and it made them look really shiny and metallic a bit more, which kind of looked a little cheesy in some scenes. But overall I thought it was pretty well done, and I was pretty happy with the way they did this film. Definitely felt more like an Alien movie than Alien 3. And I don't really have very many complaints. Besides, some of the characters are pretty bland, and the story could have used a little bit more than just running of an alien creature. But overall, they gave me what I want, and I still really enjoyed it. And yeah, whether you like the way they went or not, it's still better than Alien 3. So I'm going to give Alien Resurrection a 4 out of 5. I actually really enjoyed this one. This one, while more my horror roots and stuff, likes it more than that, because I'm a little bit more of a horror fan than sci-fi, and fantasy and stuff. So, but I like most of that. So, yeah, overall, decent enough film. Alien Resurrection, you should definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. And it definitely goes into an interesting direction after this for the franchise. So yeah, definitely check it out. If I can, I'll link the trailer down below so you can check it out if you haven't seen it, or if you want to relive it, that'll be down there. But also make sure you check out my Instagrams where I always post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story. I usually have the film title and hashtag, the subject of the film and the hashtag, so you're aware of it. Also, my Letterbox is down below at Directly Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the films. And my Twitter's down below at Reviews_Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay in loop with this channel. Like this video, share it so more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below and let me know what your favorite Alien film is. Also, if you have any films or film franchises in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. Make sure you subscribe. Hopefully we can find something weird, obscure, and odd that you probably never thought of checking out together. And also so you hear my opinions on popular films that come out, classic films, and reviews, and other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell, because obviously I've done all the Predators, individual Predator films, and all the individual Alien films. So let's start talking about Alien vs. Predator. AVP, Alien vs. Predator is in the next review. So we'll be talking about that when they get pitted against each other. So make sure you tune in for that. Watch out for all those dark, evil aliens lurking around and those evil scientists trying to harvest them through us. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.